Hello, my name is Walid, and today I present to you this project. I hope that you like cheating. Education in its general sense is a form of learning in which the knowledge, skills, and habits of a group of people are transferred from one generation to the next through teaching, training, or research. Education frequently takes place under the guidance of others, but may also be autodidactic. Any experience that has a formative effect on the way one thinks, feels, or acts may be considered educational. Education is commonly divided into stages such as preschool, primary school, secondary school, and then college, university. To success and access to what we want, there are difficult stages. There are those who pass this stage in a strong, self-reliant, and there are others surrender for himself and cheated. He thinks that fraud only to help, but he does not know that he committed the biggest mistake in his life. 1. General Introduction Education. Cheating is the getting of reward for ability by dishonest means, or finding an easy way out of an unpleasant situation. It is generally used for the breaking of rules to gain unfair advantage in a competitive situation. This broad definition will necessarily include acts of bribery, cronyism, sleaze, nepotism, and any situation where individuals are given preference using inappropriate criteria. The rules infringed may be explicit, or they may be from an unwritten code of conduct based on morality, ethics, or custom, making the identification of cheating a subjective process. Cheating can refer specifically to marital infidelity. Someone who is known for cheating is referred to as a cheat in British English, and a cheater in American English. A cheat does not have to cheat all the time, but once faced with a challenge that they do actually want to win, they will go back to their cheating strategies. General Introduction. Cheating. Cheating is an epidemic that affects schools and colleges across the county. Academic integrity is, of course, a core value in every educational institution. Without it, learning can never be assured. Research also shows that students with high reasoning abilities cheat as much as those with low levels of reasoning abilities. All this data suggests that cheating too often is the rule, not the exception. The issue of cheating is fundamentally one of character. Character is most readily molded during times of transition, and adolescence is prime among them. High school and college are, therefore, particularly important places for students to learn that when they cheat in their academic work, they are not only cheating fellow students in their institution, they are cheating themselves. General Introduction. School cheating. Cheating is unethical. But we cannot say that students think that cheating is okay, as there is evidence that they know it's wrong. There is instead a gap between the ethical judgment, cheating is wrong, and the actions of many students. The three most common excuses students give for cheating are: it's no big deal. They try to minimize the consequences. I just got a little help, that's not really cheating. They euphemistically label it, or even to refuse to recognize it as cheating. Everyone does it. The teacher is terrible, so I have to cheat. They blame others. These excuses often accompany a student's pursuit of high grades or the desire to get into college or graduate school, which too often trumps their ethical judgments. Cheating excuses. Whether online or in the brick-and-mortar traditional classroom, elementary, secondary, or higher education, students cheat. Instead of looking at how to catch them, discovering why they cheat may help curb the epidemic. Causes. 1. Students cheat when value is placed on grades instead of learning. 2. Students cheat when they lack confidence with their ability. 3. Students cheat when they feel pressure to do well. 4. Students who feel they are part of a school community are less likely to cheat. This is all about the perception of the student. When students perceive they have a teacher that cares about them and exhibits competence, they are less likely to cheat. However, regardless of whether the teacher does care or not, if the student perceives that the teacher does not, they are more inclined to cheat. In schools all over, it is not just the kids with behavior issues or poor grades that are cheating. What can we do to stop this? Cheating causes. The consequences of cheating can be hard for a tween or teen to understand. Without the ability to see the long-term effects, children may feel that the pros of cheating, good grades, outweigh any negatives. That's why it's important for parents and teachers to explain the consequences of cheating, such as: cheating lowers your self-respect and confidence, and if others see you cheating, you will lose their respect and trust. Unfortunately, cheating is usually not a one-time thing. Once the threshold of cheating is crossed, youth may find it easier to continue cheating more often, or to be dishonest in other situations in life. Students who cheat lose an element of personal integrity that is difficult to recapture. It damages a child's self-image. Cheating consequence. Cheating is not a normal thing. It's a very dangerous situation and have very dangerous consequences. There should be some sort of immediate response, such as an automatic 0 or F for the assignment, project, or test. If the student is given another chance to do the work without cheating, the final grade might be reduced as punishment for the cheating. Detention or some other form of school discipline that takes away some of the student's after-school free time. Discipline at home, such as no after-school activities, no playtime outside after school or on the weekends, no car, etc. For serious or repeated instances of cheating, a student may be suspended from school for a few days or even expelled or kicked out permanently. Cheating solutions. Thank you for your attention. See you next time.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I don't like the way tests make me feel. I get super anxious before I take a test, and then I get really depressed after I do bad on a test. We had kids in my class who were getting gray hairs in middle school. Some of y'all are probably like, Swoozy, if they were Asian, it's all genetics. No, it's not. See, I know my Asian friends secretly stress out like crazy because if they came home and they weren't on the honor roll, there were gonna be severe consequences. Walk in the house like, Dad, I got 2 C's on my report card.
What? You get a 2C on your report card? You disgrace your whole family! Time to die!
And see, with me, I would try studying, but there would always be that moment where I just kind of snap out of study mode and realize what I'm staring at on the page, and it'd be like y squared minus x plus 6. And I think to myself, yes, this is totally never gonna help me in life. Bump all of this, okay? I'm gonna go watch TV. And see, when I was in middle school, me and my dad made a little deal. He told me if I made the honor roll, he would buy me a 27-inch TV and let me put it in my bedroom. And see, the one class I did not have to worry about was French class. The teacher would just teach us French words and then teach us basic conversation, and once a week she would turn off all the lights and we'd watch Beauty and the Beast, completely dubbed in French. The class was the easy A until we actually got textbooks. Masculine, feminine nouns, conjugating verbs, prepositions, like bump all of that. And I get to that first written test, conjugate the following verbs into past, present, and future. What? Get this crap out my face. I'll be danged if this is the class that holds me back from getting that 27-inch TV. And then something just tells me, look over to your left. My boy Josh is like burning through this test. He is like quietly singing Be Our Guest in French. C'est la fête, c'est la fête. And that same little voice in my head just whispers, cheat off of him. My eyes kind of just scrolled down to his paper and my hand just started reflexively writing down everything I saw, and boom, B+. So next test comes along, and y'all already know I'm cheating. Okay, I wasn't always a goody-goody. I used to be up in the clubs popping bottles, but it's cool because Josh was one of my best friends at the time, so I knew he wouldn't even mind. Next test comes along, Josh gets an A, I get an A. Fast forward to the next test, I'm sitting there practically flipping through the Best Buy catalog, and I notice Josh is moving a little bit slower on this test than he normally does. He fills out an answer, I fill out an answer. Then there's a pause. Then he'll fill out another answer, and then I'll fill out an answer. And there's another pause, and then I hear him say, Adonde, stop cheating off of me. Okay, I'm gonna act like I ain't even hear him say that, okay? Then he writes another answer, I wait for a second, and then I write an answer. And then he says it a little bit louder. He's like, Adonde, stop cheating on me. Shh, Josh, just let it happen. Just let it happen. Fermez la bouche. Fermez la bouche. So there's a long pause. He writes down another answer. I wait for like 30 seconds, and then I write down an answer. Miss Price, Adonde's cheating off of me! Yelled it out in front of the whole class. I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. Needless to say, I got an F on that test, a C in the class, and no honor roll. See, Josh is lucky my thug levels had gone down by the time I got into middle school, because the old me would have been waiting for him outside the class, and as soon as he step out, get all up in his face like, "My dude, why you snitching? This is not a game. What you think this is a game? Now I gotta open up a can on you, partner." Okay, I'm in humanities class taking a test, and in the corner of my eye, I notice a very suspicioso-looking book chilling underneath somebody's desk. And then a few seconds later, I see an equally suspicioso toe creep in and turn the page, and I'm like, oh, how cute. Somebody's cheating. See, in high school, if the teacher catches you cheating, you get an F in the class. In college, they kick you out of school, so it's a different ballgame. So I will take my F like a house. Thank you very much. Then this girl, Sarah, takes a piece of paper and hands it back to my boy Sean sitting next to me. And I'm like, oh, Sean, I didn't know it was like that. I thought we was friends. He didn't even include me on this whole little cheating operation they got going on. But Sean sees me see him, and he comes up to me in the hallway after class. He's like, yo, Donde, if you want, I could hand you the answers, you know, while we taking the test. And I looked up at him and I was like, 9! And this would have been the first time that I actually get to be the freebooter. See, cheating is an art, okay? So you don't use elementary cheat tactics in college. That's insulting. This is serious business, and when I get involved, junk gets real. And y'all already know, when I cheat, I go all out. I assemble a team, I get matching Mini Coopers for all of us, I enlist the aid of a tiny little Asian man to crawl through the ventilations, and by this point, I had already given up my bad boy ways. I'm on the road less traveled. Get up on my level. So I decline affiliation with this rudimentary, outdated cheating tactics. But next test, oh look, a lone book coincidentally open. I wonder how that got there. And it'd have been so easy for me to cheat because the teacher was not paying attention. We sat in the back row. At this point, it's free money. Imagine walking by an ATM and it's just spitting out money and everybody's going crazy. Oh my God, look at all this free money. And you're the only person being honest and not taking any of it. It was at this point that I devised Plan B, because I saw where all this was going. Every test they're getting A's, I'm getting C's, and sometimes worser. End of the semester rolls around, last test before the final. I start getting toward the end of the test, and I realize, you ain't gonna get a good grade in this class, bro. Execute Plan B. I put a little note at the bottom of the page saying, please see back. I start. Dear Mr. Osborne, bro, I've been struggling the entire semester to try to get a good grade in this class. I can't get it. And I don't know if you noticed, but people in your classroom be cheating, dog. I ain't gonna say no names because I ain't no snitch, okay? But they might have even asked me to cheat with them, and I said 9. And it's really hard to be an honest student getting bad grades and sitting by all semester watching dishonest students get good grades. Holla at a player. I'm just saying, I ain't no snitch. So don't even try to ask me who it is. I don't know if you got some extra credit I could probably do to get my grade up, but if you do, I'd appreciate it. Please let me know. Yo, homie, Swoozy. Follow me on Twitter, team follow back. Next day, teacher calls me into his office, and I'm like, yeah, Mr. Osborne, you wanted to see me about something? He's like, yeah, I read your little whatever on the back of your test. I'm like, hey, I hope you ain't calling me in here to rat on nobody, because I ain't no snitch, okay? No, I didn't call you in here for that. I was actually gonna... Okay, listen, fine. Since you put a gun to my head, I'll tell you. It's Sean and Sarah. They've been cheating all semester, and you don't even be paying attention. I know you over there doing your thing, but they be cheating every test, and they get A's, and I'm getting F. I'm just kidding, guys. I didn't snitch. I ain't no rat. But he was like, yeah, if you want extra credit, do X, Y, Z, turn it into me by this day, and I'll accept it. I got a C in that. You ever gone to a class and taken a test and you seriously have no clue as to what you're looking at on the page? Start looking around the room, everybody's writing except for you. I hate that feeling. And then the teacher says, okay, when you're done, you can turn in your test and leave. So you wait for like 5 minutes and then you turn in your test and the teacher gives you that look. You get the test back the next time you go to class and blow! Big old fat F. Then you say, bump this, I'm studying. But if you're like me, you suffer from chronic procrastination and you wait till the night before to even open your book to study, and then you study like a boss. Like you cram sesh in effects. You got that book open and you're studying for hours. You quiz yourself, you cover up the answer, and you read yourself the question. You start hyping yourself up like, what? I'm gonna kill this test. Take the test, and blow, big old fat F. So I start doing what some of you guys have probably done at some point. I cheat. Yes, I check my emails and I see what some of you ladies are saying. Swoozy, tell us stories about the old you. I know exactly what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, Swoozy, tell us about when you was a bad boy, because I like the bad boys. I'm gonna give you that today. Here we go. I cheat. But I did it wrong at first. I did what I call now freestyle cheating, where you just kind of turn your head and you peek off of the person next to you's paper. But see, I learned you can't do it like that because there's too many random variables where people write their answers all tiny and small and you can't even read it. It used to frustrate the crap out of me. Like, how am I supposed to cheat off of you if your answer looks like Braille? People used to either write too tiny or they just wrote too sloppy. Because the sloppier your writing is, the longer I have to stare at your paper to figure out whatever your chicken scratch means. And it makes it pretty obvious that I'm trying to cheat. It would make me so mad. I would just want to take my pencil and throw it at them and then run over and rip up their test. How am I supposed to cheat off you when your handwriting looks like the alien hieroglyphics from Lost? Look, right there, you even drew a bird and the numbers from the hatch. So I tried to freestyle cheat and get my test back.
And blow, big old fat F.
I gave up. I was like, bump it. I'm gonna fail this dumb class. I don't care anymore. But the next test that we had, I started noticing some sketchiness going on in the class. Questionable sounds, like people coughing and sniffling. How come Cheyenne always develops these flu symptoms every time there's a test? And then I saw it. She coughed, and then like 8 people around her all of a sudden would write down an answer. And then she'd sniffle, and the same 8 would write another answer. And I'm like, what the flux capacitor is going on here? This is a multiple choice test. These people are cheating. I look over at the teacher, totally oblivious as to what's going on. I'm like, bump this. Everybody else is cheating. They didn't include me on this. Oh no, it's not going down like this. So I devised a plan. First thing I knew I needed, accomplices. So I got my friend Paul and I got my friend Josh. I was gonna be the point man, Paul was gonna be the diversion, and Josh didn't do squat, he just got a free ride. So in history class, the day before we actually took the test, he would ask us some of the questions from the answer key. And I'd watch him real carefully. He'd go up to the podium, and he'd always take the answer key with him, and it was always multiple choice. And at the end of class, he would always leave the answer key up there. Alright, so then I get Paul and Josh and I explain my master plan to them. Blueprints, charts, and I go Michael Scofield prison break on these kids. So the day before a test, he gets up like he normally does, goes to the front podium, starts asking us a bunch of questions. The bell rings, he goes back to his desk. Now his name is Mr. Masters. Me and Paul, we give the little signal. Paul walks over to him and he's like, Mr. Masters, I have some questions about the Embargo Act of 1807. So then I activate phase 2. I walk over to the podium and I open up the answer key and flip to the questions that are going to be on tomorrow's test, and I start talking all loud. Okay, attention class, I'm going to read off all the answers to the test. B, B, C, D, A, B, B, D, C. Mr. Masters looks up like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry. Nobody's gonna hear me. Who's gonna sit here and memorize all these answers anyway? A, B, B, C, 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 C. There's nobody here. So then he just shake his head and go back to answering Paul's question. Unbeknownst to the teacher, I've got a tape recorder tucked away in my pocket recording all the answers. Boom! It's not cheating. It's giving yourself a successful advantage. Like a boss. Me, Paul, and Josh meet out on the patio. It's time to memorize this bad boy. Take a wild guess what we do next. We turn those answers into a rap song. What? Let's go.
B, B, C, yeah.
A, G, D,
yeah.
A, C, B, B, C, B. Next day we walk into class. We about to handle our business. Stone cold. Game face is on. It's go time. We all sit on opposite ends of the class because we know we're about to get A's. What you gonna do about it? You can't say nothing. But see, now when I start taking these tests, everybody thinks I'm crazy because I'm sitting there mumbling myself like, Lord of mercy. Get the test back, blow, big old fat A.